Hi, my name is Danny Pinter. I just finished playing football at Ball State, and I'm entering the NFL draft this year. Yeah, so I played in the NFL PA game back in January. That was a really cool opportunity. I was really grateful to have that chance. I learned a lot throughout the week, both about handling your life outside of football. We learned a lot from a lot of current and former players in the NFL, and then, of course, how to handle the game and playing at that level. And then at the same time, the biggest part of the week is going out there and practicing and playing the game. So played against a bunch of guys from big schools, small schools who are all really talented guys. So definitely got a lot out of the week and got a lot better. Preparing for the draft, leading up to the combine, I was out in Phoenix actually at Exos training for that. And then post combine, things have obviously been shaken up a little bit with everything going on in the world. So, I've been trying to just attack that. It is what it is. So it's been a little different approach, but, I've been trying to just stay as in shape as I can, working out, both weight room and field work stuff like that, just to try and be as prepared as I can be. Luckily, I haven't had to do anything too unconventional. I've still had some access to a gym, which has been really nice. I know, speaking to a couple of guys in the same situation, they've had to get pretty creative with it. So certainly, that's something that I might have to be looking at here in a couple of weeks and get as creative as I can. But so far, I've been lucky to be able to stick to a pretty normal routine in some ways. Yeah, so I switched from tight end to right tackle in college for my last 2 years, and I think that's something that definitely helped me. It was more natural, but talking with these NFL teams, a lot of them see me moving inside, whether that's to guard or center. So that's something I've been preparing for and just trying to get as used to that as I can. And I feel pretty comfortable at it. I feel like I've definitely improved at it. And at the same time, I've talked to a couple teams who, if they needed me to go out there and play tackle, I feel comfortable doing that, and I feel like I could go out there and do it. Being versatile definitely adds to my draft stock. That's something I've been trying to push to these teams that both I think I can play any of those positions they need me to, and then I'm also willing to. I know that's a big step because some guys don't necessarily want to make those switches, but I'm more than willing to do anything that a team might see the best fit for me or might need me to do. I'm just going to attack it and make the most of it. So I think that's definitely helped me. Certainly guys that I've noticed over the last couple of years, and they've shown that it's the transition in the NFL wasn't too big coming from a small school or anything like that. So there's certainly guys that I've looked to for how they've done that, whether that's just watching them play or how they've handled all that process. And at the same time, coming from our conference, the MAC, I think there's a lot of guys that have had a lot of success in the NFL coming from the MAC. So I think that definitely helps reestablish the fact that it's football at the end of the day. That's the biggest part of it, and it doesn't really matter where you come from. It's what you do with the opportunity. So I've been trying to spend my time outside of, most of it's centered around football right now, but obviously there's a little more free time with the situation. So I've been trying to get out and go fishing. That's kind of my number one hobby. And so you can quarantine and fish. You don't have to be around anyone, so that's been nice. So I've had a little extra time to get out there and do that. When I was younger, actually, we went out. We were with my buddies. They'll appreciate this. We were out on the Mississippi River. We got caught in a storm in the middle of the river, and our anchor got stuck, slipped off, and long story short, the waves came over the boat and actually sunk the boat while we were out in the middle of the river. But luckily, we were stuck on a flat, so we didn't go all the way under, and had to have someone come pick us up and get everything. We found a way to get all the water out, and eventually got the boat back. But that was probably the craziest fishing story I've had. I've always looked up to my parents. I think they've certainly helped me get this way to where I'm at now. So they've certainly been the biggest impact in my life. And then also, my older brother he played football before me, so he's kind of who got me into it. And then my little sister as well has been a great support system for me. We go to the same school, so she's been awesome. So and then, outside of my family, first way I fell in love with the game, my dad showed me some clips of Walter Payton. So that was something always cool. I read his books and watched all of his clips. So that was kind of when I first got into football, who I was really looking to. Obviously at Ball State, it's close to South Bend where I'm from. So it's been pretty fortunate from that sense. My family can get to all the games and not too far from home. So I know that's certainly probably what my mom's hoping for is a local team around here to keep that trend going. But I'm open to anywhere. I think it'd be a cool opportunity wherever I go. I think there's a lot of cool places that you could live in. But I mean, I'm just grateful for whatever opportunity I have. So I'm not too caught up on where that's actually going to be. Willie's a huge deal. Obviously, at Ball State, he's kind of our poster child. So I've actually spoken to him a couple times, really briefly when he's come back to campus. I haven't really talked to him much about this process. I'm sure at some point I'll reach out to him, and he's a great guy. I mean, he's been awesome giving back to Ball State and representing Ball State. So he's certainly someone I've looked to as, just an inspiration in this process, someone that can get it done. So he's been great. And then, we've had a couple of guys who have had some sort of stints in the NFL. Anthony Winbush was a defensive end for us a couple years ago. So I messaged him before the combine because he went through that process. So he's been great in giving me information. But yeah, I mean, Ball State's had a couple of guys that have been able to find some success. So there's certainly guys I look to. Yeah, the combine was an awesome experience. It was something, I got the invite, I think in the second wave. So it's something I was really grateful to have. And so my goal was just to make the most of the opportunity in every sense of the matter when you're there, whether it's meetings, interviews, and then of course the on-field stuff. So it was certainly a long week. You really got to be locked in the whole week and take advantage of it. But it was a really cool opportunity for me, and I think I made the most of it. If I was describing my style of play, I'd say I do a good job of utilizing my athleticism, both with my effort. I think I'm big on trying to finish plays and just playing with a lot of passion. I mean, the game means a lot to me, and so I always try to emulate that through the way I play. If there's a player I'd say I model the game around, when I switched from tight end to tackle, the guy I watched the most was Lane Johnson. I know he used to be a tight end as well, and he kind of does a really good job of using athleticism. So he was the number one guy I watched the most. So I'd say that's probably who I try to model off there. If I had any statements, I'd just say, I'm going to try and be the hardest worker on the team. That's kind of the standard I hold myself to. And whatever opportunity I get, I'm going to put the most into it.